Good morning, everyone. How are we today? I'm not gonna lie, this is the best my voice has sounded in probably 4 days. I was really nervous. Like, I had to put off filming this video much longer than I anticipated because I basically sounded like this. Like, picture SpongeBob chocolate grandma lady, shriveled up little woman. That is exactly what I sounded like. A mix between that and Abby Lee Miller. But I'm just like a voice loser. Like, I'm a big old voiceless loser. So this is not out of the ordinary, but it was definitely a result of like lack of sleep, too much fun times, not enough vocal rest. But honestly, no regret. We are going on a little fun adventure before I have to go to work, which is always such a joy. I love going on outdoor walks. That's not a unique thing to say, but what I mean is that I love going on outdoor walks in the snow. I love getting like bundled up, being a little bit freezing, putting on like a lot of layers where they're gonna keep you super freaking warm, and then you're gonna work up your heart rate, you're gonna get a little sweaty. And I personally believe it's one of the best ways to start off my day. If I wake up and I'm all in my head and I don't know what the heck I want to do with my day, or I'm all anxious or whatever the heck, I just need to get outside, get some fresh air, go on a little walkie walk, move my little booty wooty, and enjoy myself.
Say I'm delicious.
Oh, she's crowded today. Sometimes I forget. Honestly, no, that's kind of a lie. I don't really forget. But sometimes I am just absolutely amazed at how beautiful of an area Salt Lake City is. I'm kind of up on like this gorgeous viewpoint, and you can see both mountains from left to right. You've got the Great Salt Lake on one side, you've got the Wasatch on the other. Like, it is just breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. And like I said, I don't really forget how stunning it is, but it is a nice little reminder. Like, holy guaca frickin' moly, this is where I live. This is where I get to be every day. And it's kind of neat that I moved here, you know, in the summertime, and well, end of summer, whatever. And then I got to see what it was like to be warm. I got to see what it was like to have the leaves change in the fall and see what Salt Lake was like in that environment. And then now getting to experience it in the winter season and skiing. I was just texting my friend the other day too. Like, I didn't recognize how much of a ski bum I think was hiding deep inside of me. Like, I grew up skiing, but very sporadically. It wasn't like I was going every single day or even every single season. Mainly because, one, I wasn't really that good. I didn't have that much access to it. Like, I didn't have that many friends that wanted to ski with me. So it made it kind of difficult. But now, like, I work up at the resort. I get to ski almost every single day. It is a blast and a half. And I love it. I love it so freaking much. Let's see if I can actually talk with sunglasses off. It is really freaking bright. But yeah, it is kind of interesting how much my priorities have changed as of recent in my life. And I've briefly mentioned this on my channel, but I thought it would be kind of interesting to kind of dive into that a little bit more. And so much of that has to do with my mindset, and also so many of my goals, especially in relation to my fitness endeavors. Like, I used to be the girl that would wake up at like 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym, to work out, do my full little routine before I'd get on the train to go to my 9 to 5, be absolutely drained, or the girl that would go to the gym for at least like an hour every single day, 5-6 days a week. To be fair, like, fitness and just moving my body in any capacity, lifting weights, everything, like, it consumed my every single thought. And I also think so much of that was because it was also like what I was consuming as somebody on the internet, or somebody who just like had an Instagram. That was my entire feed. It was just fitness after fitness after fitness. So of course it made sense that that was so much of what I was thinking on an everyday basis, because it was almost like in my subconscious. And I think there's a lot of reasons why I have kind of shifted my attention in the fitness realm just a little bit. One, I had a little bit of a major life change this summer. I think I finally like found myself again after really not being myself for a multitude of years. And also, like, now so much of my time in my day throughout my week is dedicated to my other part-time jobs outside of YouTube and outside of fitness. And it's almost like I don't, one, have the time to like sit there and think about like being at the gym constantly, and two, I am so like mentally and physically exhausted at the end of the day because I've been doing manual labor or I've been skiing. Like the last thing I want to do is go into a concrete, like 4-walled gym and go on the treadmill or go deadlift something just because I don't have the energy for it. Doesn't mean I don't like it. It just means I'm tired. But it's also kind of a cool thing because like, yes, I'm drained energy wise, but I also feel so fulfilled in these other jobs in respect to my passions and my interests. Like getting to be at a ski resort and getting to be at a fitness studio, those are still things I absolutely freaking love. Like I love the energy that comes from group fitness classes. It's so motivating. It is so wonderful to be with people who have like-minded goals as you, or maybe on your off days can just inspire the heck out of you and just be in like a really positive, uplifting environment. And in that same respect, also at the ski resort, like I get to be with happy people all day long that are so grateful to be on the mountain. I get to talk with people as they're coming up to me for 8 hours a day. I get to shovel snow, and on my breaks, I get to go and freaking do some runs myself. Like it is truly the best of both worlds. I don't know how much longer I can deal with no sunglasses. I'm sorry. Hopefully you don't care about looking at my eyeballs. I'm staring at the snow and it is a direct reflection of the sun. She's a little bright this morning. And that's one of the best parts about being at a ski resort is that I'm outside all day long. All freaking day long. And yes, it is cold. And yes, sometimes it is like miserable because it's snowy and you're just standing there and you want to be warm. But at the same time, it is so wonderfully fulfilling to be in an outdoor environment and not like locked inside all day long. And even with respect to fitness, I have always been the one that prefers outdoor recreation as opposed to like sitting inside in the gym on a treadmill. That is my favorite way to be active. That is my favorite way to feel, as cheesy as it sounds, like connected to the earth. So yeah, I freaking love being outside. I've definitely learned how to be smarter and wiser in my outfit decisions, especially as I'm just like standing in lines all day long with the snow coming down. I have to know like the absolute best things to wear as my thermal layers, as I'm layering up in my outfit for the entirety of like an 8 to 9 hour shift. But at the same time, like I don't want to be sweating because that's nasty, and I don't want people to be smelling me all day long as I'm talking to the general public. I don't want them to be like, wow, this lady is a smelly girl. She is smelly out here in the snow, which is why my absolute favorite, freaking favorite type of thermal leggings and tops to wear is from GLOWMODE. Their AirPlush fabric is absolutely freaking phenomenal, and they happen to be the sponsor of today's video, which is so wonderful and kind. Thank you so much. Their AirPlush fabric is the ultimate keep you warm without the sweat fabric that will also make you feel like really freaking cute. And it is the perfect base layer for those cold weather temperatures, which I'm obviously facing living here in Salt Lake, living up on the mountain for most of my day. I'm wearing all of it right now because I'm not only one going to be going on a snowy little walk, but two, going up to the mountain. The outside of the fabric is this ultra plush, soft to the touch, gorgeous material. We've got the finger holes, which is like my absolute favorite thing in a long sleeve shirt ever. And it's really nice when you have multiple layers, like they don't get stuck up inside your jacket. That's my biggest pet peeve. But on the inside, it's brushed, so it has this like extra added warmth, while at the same time it's infused with like air wicking, gorgeous, breathable elements that are going to make you not sweat, still feel good, and still feel warm. Best of both worlds. It's this gorgeous cropped length. It pairs perfectly with the high-waisted bottoms. It's like my favorite little combo wombo to wear if I want to feel like cute on a little walk, still feeling warm. You've got like a teeny bit of like breathability with that crossover, which is the absolute freaking cutest thing. You give me a crossover, I say heck yes. Not to mention, like, because it's like that wrap front design, it is so beyond flattering. Like, it makes me feel like really freaking cute. And then of course we have the leggings also on my body right now. It is a super high stretch fabric material, so it helps to fit a multitude of sizes. And it's kind of nice because it has these stirrups, which can be worn like, you know, around your ankle, or you can tuck them up for whatever kind of comfort you want. I kind of like them because it adds a little bit of extra warmth, fits really well so my leggings can stay down when I put my really thick socks on. They have a fleece-lined interior that keeps you super freaking warm, 4-way stretch. I can bump those chairs all day long without feeling constricted, without feeling like my thighs are in the wrong place in the leggings. There's literally nothing worse than when leggings don't properly fit like the length of your quad. The pedal pusher, comfort is its middle name. You've got the silicone bonded high-rise waist, which is an absolute requirement in my book. Also the M shape on your little booty, which is also a requirement in my eyes. You have to feel cute, okay? And the M shape, it is a requirement in all cute leggings. I don't make the rules. And of course, side pockets, baby, okay? I can put all my little tools in my side pockets, left and right. We've got options. She's gorgeous. She's stunning. She keeps me warm. She keeps me stylish and keeps me from sweating. I'm working most of the time in anywhere from 25 degrees to 9 degrees outside all day long. I need things that are going to keep me nice, toasty, sweatless. Is that a word? And GLOWMODE just hits it out of the park. So thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. A solo base layer makes all the difference. Search GLOWMODE, hit up their store. I'll have all the information for GLOWMODE in my description box below. You can use my code for 15% off. So yeah, I don't know. Obviously being outside is really important to me. That's not to say that I don't exercise at all anymore, because I still do, especially on my off days. But I thought it would be kind of interesting to just analyze how much my fitness journey has changed throughout the years and how so much of that has been dependent on my outside influences, primarily what I watch on YouTube, how the evolution of fitness has changed on YouTube, how the evolution of fitness has changed on Instagram and TikTok, and how so many of us have been influenced by those trends throughout the years. And even when it comes to things that have been popularized in recent weeks, like buccal fat removal, injections, and all these types of things that come and go like trends, and how we're always just on this like constant trend cycle. I'm putting this back on now. I'm getting kind of cold. But I think, at least in regards to myself, I know that my interest in so many of these trends and the way that I've treated my body and the way that I have worked out my body has also been a direct reflection of my lack of confidence in myself and truly not knowing how to listen to what I want, my wants, my needs. And not only do I not have as much time for the gym as maybe I had in the past, but it even sometimes feels silly to think back on how much of an emphasis I put on my body and my aesthetics, and really truly like breaking down why in the heck that mattered so much to me. Because did it really matter to me, or was I just trying to fit in with everybody else and fit the trends and fit what was popular at the time, because I so badly wanted to find confidence elsewhere and needed that external validation. I used to think the only way I could achieve happiness, like to feel good about myself, was to spend those hours in the gym, because I was so insecure in myself and my body and who I was. I started my fitness journey, at least in respect to like working out in a gym, following a program outside of organized sports, probably around like 2014, 2015. And if I really think back on it, I think this was because I wanted so badly to feel better in my own skin before I left for college. I was a cheerleader for most of my like teenage years, if not all of them. I quit right before I think my junior or senior year. And right around then, I kind of lost a lot of my identity, because all of my life I was in organized sports. I went from gymnastics to soccer to cheer, and you know, you just show up to practice and people tell you what to do, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, I'm not in organized sports anymore. How am I supposed to know how to exercise my body? I don't know what the heck I'm doing on my own. And that was a really huge change for me, and I think I kind of like fell off my own little wagon for a bit. And when I realized I was going off to college, I was not going to be around the same people anymore, I wanted to feel freaking good. So I'm like, I need to pick up a fitness routine again. So of course I did what anybody else would do, and I dived onto the internet, found the infamous Bikini Body Guide, and that became like my whole summer. My entire summer I was so dedicated to those programs, because I thought it was going to be like my trick to feeling fulfilled and feeling happy. If I finally felt like toned and good again, truly, like I just wanted to take up less space, if I'm being completely honest, and that's ridiculous looking back now. But when you're so insecure in yourself, you look for validation from other people, you look for it externally, and you try and manipulate factors that maybe you can control, like what you're eating or how you're moving your body, in hopes that maybe that will somehow make you feel better about yourself. And if you've ever done that program, it's really freaking hard to stick with, mostly because it's pretty unsustainable. And I was off and on that for probably 2 years until I started strength training, because I dove into the Gymshark world right around like 2016, 2017. And I got into the Instagram cycle of saving workouts and going to the gym and not knowing what that living heck I was doing. If only I had footage of me in the gym so early on, I would love to see what I looked like trying to squat so horribly, trying to like even do a bicep curl, like it would be comical, amazing. Like, we all have to start somewhere. Gosh, I was probably a fool. An absolute fool. I mean, I strength trained and still do, to be fair, but I really started that journey. Oh my gosh. I guess that's like almost 8 years ago now. What the heck? Ay. And I liked it. I liked it a lot, and I still do. But I think looking back, I wonder if I only really dove into that world because it was suddenly becoming popularized. Again, I was watching these girls on Instagram, like, show that they were going to the gym just like the dudes were. And I'm like, that's cool as heck. Like, look at how they're sculpting their bodies. Look at how they're feeling so strong and powerful. I want that for myself. And that's what I wanted to do. And so I did it. But I also know, like, deep down, I wanted to be those people. I'd watch their YouTube videos, obsess over their lives, and so badly want to just be them. And so naturally, like, how do you be them? You work out like them. You follow what they're doing. You follow what they're eating. That's just the way that social media works. And it's crazy. And it's like toxic. I mean, there's a lot more toxic things I guess I could have been doing than like working out my body. But at the same time, was I doing that for myself, or was I doing that to become these other people and maybe try and, again, find that external validation? And after I graduated from college, and, you know, I was still working out, strength training in the gym, I really had like a huge identity crisis. And of course, I've chatted about that a lot on this channel because it's how I started this channel. But so much of my identity was settled into my university that I didn't have these outside hobbies, maybe other than going to the gym, that I needed like some sort of fun way to express myself. And after like 6 months of just feeling lost and probably even stumbling around the gym, no longer having that like camaraderie and being too poor to sign up for like workout classes and stuff, I finally decided, you know what, like, what's a fun freaking way to document my accountability and maybe even become these people that I so admired and finally express myself in that way? It's to do what I've always wanted to do and start a channel. And that's how the Taylor Woods YouTube channel got her start, baby. But what's funnier is I wasn't documenting my experience in the way that I probably should have been, just going to the gym like I had been for years. But instead, I started to feel like I needed some kind of way to relate to the trends on YouTube. And that's when I dove into all these challenges. And that truly was the basis and the foundation of my channel. I would do the 12-3-30 challenge. I would try out different workout programs. I would follow different influencers and what they did for their workout for the day or for the week or for the month. That was what was big on YouTube at the time, especially as we dove into 2020. People were at home. People were bored. People needed a way to move their body in ways that they maybe hadn't before because they were used to going to gyms. So what were we doing? We were following these at-home workout guides. And that's exactly what I chose to do too. Even though I freaking hated it. I hated working out in my living room so stinking much. And I still do. Like, I cannot get motivated sitting in my living room if my life depended on it. But it was what everybody else was doing, so it was therefore what I was doing. And at the same time, I didn't have much of a choice. I couldn't go to the gym. I couldn't walk on the treadmill. It was all closed. But it's wild to think that we were all in the same mindset, that the only way we could feel good about ourselves or move our bodies was by following these online programs, because that was what was trendy and that was what was popular on YouTube at the time. And don't get me wrong, like, I think that so many of those creators saved our booties in times when we needed it most. I mean, we felt so stir crazy, and it felt like such a cool community and camaraderie doing these workout programs together. That's what I love. And I'm forever grateful for those people for putting out literally free content almost every single day for us to follow and to finally just like get a little bit of endorphins in after being stuck in a 1,000 square foot apartment or whatever for however long. That I will be forever grateful for. But what was more problematic was the way that it was marketed to us, which was do this challenge to get a flat stomach, do this challenge to lose 2 inches off your waist, when it should have been do this challenge because it's going to make you feel powerful and you're going to move your body, maybe because you can't leave your 4 walls right now, and at least you're going to feel a little bit of sense of community when that has been taken away from you. Those are the things that we should have been focusing on, and some creators definitely did. But to look back and see how different thumbnails even have evolved in the last 2 years minimum is mind-boggling. We were so concerned with just taking up less space and having a flat this and growing a bigger that or whatever, that it overpowered the real reason why we should be moving our bodies, which is just to feel good about ourselves and to work on our health. And I'm so guilty of it, even in my own content, but also in the way that my mindset was so focused on doing those challenges for a flat stomach, to lose inches, or to get a 6-pack in 6 hours. Like whatever the heck kind of clickbaity stuff was going off at the time. But what has been so wonderfully relieving to see is also the evolution of how that has kind of ended. There was kind of like this huge exodus of that type of content within the last year or so, where people kind of just started calling it out and realizing, hey, why the heck are we not listening to the trained professionals, the people with their doctorate degrees in sports medicine and dietetics? And also, why are we so concerned with taking up so much less space and not just moving our bodies for our health, or realizing like it's not that freaking simple? Like our bodies are so complex. So now on YouTube, like when I'm searching up things about fitness and what kind of things that content creators are making nowadays, it's really fascinating to see the shift in content in a really positive way. All of the holistic routines that people are sharing in ways that they're taking care of themselves, and recognizing it's not just about your physicality. And that's not the only thing that's important, but also your mental health and your internal health. All of those things go into what will make you a healthier and happier person, not just how you're moving your body or not just the way that you look. God freaking forbid. And in my own personal journey, I know that because I was in such a dark place and I was so unhappy with myself, and also my environment for many, many years, I was putting so much of my own self-worth into my workout routine and into the way that I looked. If I couldn't control my environment, or if I couldn't fully work on my happiness, at least I could control how much I was going to the gym. When all of that kind of shifted and I took my life into my own hands, I think I kind of just recognized like maybe that's a good thing that I'm evolving and that my priorities are not entirely devoted to my fitness routine anymore. And while I could have looked at that as like a negative thing, I think I can see it also as a point of growth, where I've seen I'm not the person I used to be anymore. And that's a freaking good thing, because why does anybody want to be stagnant their entire life? But not only that, why would I want to put all of my emphasis and focus into the way my body looks when I could be prioritizing my other passions that make me happy, like connecting with people and socializing and doing that in the workplace environment, and also skiing and being outdoors and moving my body in a way that isn't always in the gym. Maybe it is sometimes in the gym, because maybe sometimes that will make me happy. Or sometimes I'm just too freaking tired and I don't have to be so hard on myself that I only got to the gym 2 days that week. This is like a long rant, I suppose. I was thinking this was like the evolution of fitness on YouTube, because it kind of is, but it's also the evolution of how I have been influenced by the evolution of fitness on YouTube and the internet, because I have changed so much, because I've constantly let these trends tell me how I should be living my life. I just want to say, like, I'm really, proud of myself that I've come this far and I've changed so much. And I think I used to look at that as a bad thing, because I would see that I maybe was letting you all down for not sharing the same type of content that I used to make. I kind of think we're all changing together in a really healthy and a good way. And if I was still making the same type of content I was making 3 years ago, I think we'd have a bit of a problem. And I think you'd be like, Taylor, it's a little stale. Something's a little wrong. We need to up your content levels. Nowadays, I think my priorities are really focused on nourishing my body very well, trying to become a better cook, constantly. It's the constant goal. Eating a lot more vegetables, even just like little things like that. Getting enough sleep, which I saw firsthand how negatively a lack of sleep affected me this past week when I couldn't talk and I lost my entire voice, and it was pathetic to be around me. I'm fogging up my windows. And also not failing to recognize that something like going on a walk and skiing or going to the gym are all similar forms of movement. Because I think I used to think if I was skiing, it wasn't a workout, which is such a friggin' baloney. I'm so freaking sore from skiing all of the time. All the stinking time. I guess if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video is to remember to listen to yourself at the end of the day. Be cognizant of the type of content that you are consuming and see how actually healthy it is for you to see that constantly on your feed every single day and whether or not you actually like that. There's nothing wrong with any of that, but I know personally I lost so much of myself because I couldn't see the difference. I couldn't see what I wanted versus what I thought I wanted because it was what I was consuming. If you gotta mute people, mute people. If you gotta unfollow people, unfollow people. Like, think about their influence on you and whether or not it's positive, or maybe it's just, it's time to let those birdies fly away. Whatever the frick that means. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go on my cute little outdoor walk now. Enjoy myself. And I love you so much. Thank you for being here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Peace out. Peace, homies. Peace. Reese. We love you, Reese.